Richician of Team Sorcerers here, and I'm here with an update on my Genesys format Magician of Chaos deck. It's interesting how I'm doing an update on this one when I haven't even profiled my other Genesys decks yet, but I'm doing it because it did have some changes since the last profile, so let's show them. And as it stands, the deck is sitting at, let's see, 83 points. It would be 89 because of the Gaze of Timaeus and Solemn Strike, but again, I ran into the same problem as with Nouvelle, where I only have one copy of Gaze of Timaeus, which is in my Dark Magician deck, and there's only one Solemn Strike in here, so I've had to use some placeholders until I could get them. But yeah, here's the deck, starting with 3 copies of the boss monster, Magician of Chaos, then 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos, and then I have 2 new cards which I got in the post the other day, and they are the rituals from the Ritual of Light and Darkness archetype. Yes, I have Magician of Dark Chaos, Black Chaos, and Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness. They were part of the reason why I was originally going to get a box of Chaos Origins, but obviously, like I said, because Gunnar kindly sorted me and Emma out with the new Melfi cards, there was no need, plus the chances of pulling these 2 cards were quite slim. But yeah, I wanted to get them for this deck because they can actually be summoned off the secondary effect, the last effect of Magician of Chaos, or I could bring them out with Chaos form, of course. I'm sure, because they've seen lots of play, you'll probably already know what they do, but if you don't, I will read out their effects, which I always do with newer cards anyway. So, Magician of Dark Chaos says, you can ritual summon this card with Light and Darkness Ritual. It's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Also, spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Magician of Dark Chaos, Black Chaos once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add a spell from your graveyard to your hand, just like the pre-errata Dark Magician of Chaos. And you can target a card your opponent controls and banish it face down. And then, of course, Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness says you can ritual summon this card with Light and Darkness Ritual, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Also, cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make it gain 1500 attack points, and if you do, it can make a second attack in a row. So it's kind of like another version of Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. I also have a second copy of this card, which is in my Blackluster Soldier deck, because it is part of that archetype as well. And speaking of, I also have one copy of Blackluster Soldier, Super Soldier, because it's my favourite ritual monster, and it's something else that can be summoned off Magician of Chaos, as I said before. And then, of course, Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, and I don't know if I said it last time, but obviously I'm not running Magician of Black Chaos Max because for some reason it has 100 points. But then again, shotting off monster effects is pretty strong, so yeah, I do get it. And then for other main deck monsters, 3 copies of my favourite card, an Ace Monster, Dark Magician, Apprentice Illusion Magician, 3 Rods, 1 Talismandra, 1 Candle, and finally 3 copies of Manju, staple for any ritual deck, and these are the original prints from Invasion of Chaos. Now I think Dark Magic Couple did suggest I run Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, but I don't think I have one going spare, and I couldn't, or do I? I don't know. I just couldn't figure out what to drop for it. Anyway, that's the monsters on those spells, including 3 copies of Dark Magical Circle in both odd languages and odd rarities. At some point I do need to make them match somehow. Then I have a single copy of Soul Servant, which would be the Gaze of Timaeus, but I'm just running it as a placeholder until I get one. Then again, maybe Secrets of Dark Magic might be better, I don't know, or at least a second copy, because I have one right here. Then 2 copies of Chaos Form, 2 copies of Advanced Ritual Art, then 3 copies of Preparation of Rites. Oh yeah, and like I said, in the Nouvelle profile, Manju is 1 point, Preparation of Rites is 5 points, and a single copy of Pot of Extravagance, because, well, I don't care about the extra deck when it comes to ritual decks. I could probably play another one, to be fair. I mean, I don't know if I've got one going spare, but yeah, that's there for consistency. Pot of Greed, again 30 points. Oh yeah, and the Extravagance is 10 points, in case I didn't say it before. And Regeki, which of course is 4 points. And then as for the traps, it's no different from last time. 2 copies of Eternal Soul, 1 Solemn Strike, and 1 Fiendish Chain. I mean, the Fiendish Chain is there as a placeholder for the second Solemn Strike, basically. And now for the extra deck, which of course consists of 2 copies of Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, Master of Chaos, Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician the Knight of Dragon Magic, Dark Cavalry. I mean, once I get the Gaze of Timaeus, I think the plan will be... Oh no, it's already in that profile, sorry, never mind. I was going to say, I am going to put a Dark Paladin in here once I get a hold of the Gaze of Timaeus. 2 copies of the Dark Magicians. Yeah, this is just in here until I put Dark Magician of Destruction and Timaeus, the United Magical Dragon. I mean, it's less effective in here now because I'm not running Dark Magician Girl in here anymore, so I won't be able to float. But yeah, sadly I had to drop Dark Magician Girl, as you saw, because, well, I couldn't think of anything else to drop for the new rituals. And then Gaia the Dragon Champion, just a special summon off Dark Magician and Knight of Dragon Magic. And then Genesys consist of number 74 Master of Blades, number 76 Harmonizer. This would be Red Ice Flare Metal Dragon, but I don't have one going spare, so that's just there as a placeholder again. Draco Sack and Big Eye, and I've just realised I have less points than I thought, because obviously Dark Magician of Destruction is worth 15 points and the Flare Metal is 1 point. So yeah, as it stands, so if we go 89 minus 15, 16, 17, 22, so this is actually at 67 points, but once I get those missing cards in here, then it will be at 89 points. Not that extra deck cards matter too much, since I'm focusing on the rituals here, but they'd just be nice to have. Anyway, that's going to do it for this profile. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. See you.